Tick-tock. CMND. I gotta look at this PDD and do a little gap analysis on that. So Rostislav, what is your gap analysis on PDD? Remember I taught you that? All right, and now we're live. So Rostislava, what's your gap analysis on it? How it's going to play out? From the market open. So you think the price is going to go up? Why? What is this? Is this news? This is not ER? Third quarter beat. Blowout earnings. No, it is an earnings release. How come it wasn't scheduled or something? Remember what I told you, if it price runs up all the way to the earnings release, then everyone's going to be getting out and taking profits. So when the market opens, what's price going to do, Rostislav? Remember from our lesson? No, it's going to sell off all day probably. Well, there might be some buying. It's mostly going to bleed out all day. There's been 3 weeks of buying. I mean, you don't remember our lesson? This is what we really talked about this. Yeah, we don't expect it to go up. If it does, though, you'd be looking for entries at like pre-market pivot levels, such as 136.30 and pre-market high 138.20. And then as far as if it does pull back and it's still worth getting in, then you'd be looking for the 5-minute dip buy probably. 5-minute candle dip buy strategy. I mean, I taught you all this stuff in our lesson so you can master gaps trading, which is really great. And you already forgot to look at the daily chart and see that it had been running up for 3 weeks. So that means everyone's invested, and now they're about to get 15% on their money, and so they're going to be taking profits. They already did so a little bit yesterday, but that only really erased like 3 days of investment. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me double check which news report, which quarter it's talking about. Blowout earnings for let's see. I'm just trying to double check on which quarter. Third quarter. Okay, wait, let's see. Which report is this? None of them. Third quarter beat. Following third quarter beat. Third quarter. All right, so it's third quarter report. And so now I want to just double check if that's what I'm seeing here. No, quarter two. So the TradingView will not show the updated quarterly reports. You'll take the lesson again. Yeah. That's funny. All right. All right. So anyway, PDD, yeah, that's cool. I mean, the nice thing is it's released a lot of volatility, but there's probably going to be profit taking. And again, not if it breaks 136.20, 136.50, and then 138.20. You can write those levels down. Those are breakout levels. All right. Some other things up this morning are, let's see. That must be a split. CMND, HNRA. Thank you very much, Russ. Good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Make sure you follow Russ, fellow friend in the finance space in TikTok. All right, HNRA. This was a SPAC that IPO'd effectively in October, always at 10, and completely failed. It was down to $1 some odd, and now it is up 72% this morning off of those lows, kind of dead cat bouncing, and having its first good day. So you could keep an eye on that HNRA if you want to research it more and believe in it, whatever you like to do with that one. But definitely very volatile. RNA. Okay. What else is on the big caps here? We have good average volume on BitF. Okay, so a lot of the Bitcoin and crypto related ETFs and tickers and companies are on the rise because also crypto is on the rise. So that'd be Coin, MSTR, BitF, Riot, Mara. I mean, you name it. You can go ahead and name it if you like. CG. All right, CG popped. It looks like a buyout type of move. Let me see. I think it's going to be included on mid cap index, the S&P 400. Okay, so it's popped on the news that it's popped 6% on the news that it's going to be added to the S&P 400. Take a look at CCI. Yeah, let's see. Carlyle Group. CCI Crown Castle. Yeah, good for it. But for today, there's no trade on it. CCI or CCJ I would like to keep track of too. Yeah, that one's been running and running. All right, we've got 12 minutes before the market open. We need to stay on top of actual possible opportunities here. DSS, let's see. I mean, BitF might be worth something. Let's take a look at that again. No, never mind. Here we go. PDD, RDHL. And Zscaler, remember, that dropped in after hours. I mean, in pre-market. Take a look at that in 1 second. RDHL was like 33-cent penny stock. Yesterday, it popped pre-earnings on very high volume. And today it's up a little bit more, 14% RDHL. But I mean, we're talking about a biotech penny stock, so it's like the crap of a shit. I mean, we're talking really shitty here. But back to what was it again? Zscaler. By the way, Microsoft is poised, perhaps this week, to overtake Apple in market share. Market share. I mean, if Apple were to go down 1%, while Microsoft goes up 1%, that'd be it. Microsoft would overtake Apple as the biggest market cap company in the world publicly. Now, the gap analysis on ZS is it's been being bought up and bought up and bought up right before earnings, and then surprise gap down open bad reaction to earnings. And that's why yesterday I alerted puts on ZS, because should that happen, then it would bleed out all day as all these trapped investors have to jettison their shares just in order to break even or take a small L. And so that's going to cause it to sell off and sell off and sell off. You got that, Rostislav? I taught you that. And so you can expect Zscaler to bleed out all day, maybe even for a week. And that's why you should be in puts on ZS Lotto puts, as alerted yesterday. Who got them? Did anybody get the alert? The alerted Lotto puts? They were alerted. Where is it here? ER Lotto puts on Zscaler yesterday at 10:40 a.m. I mean, you had all day to get in. And today you'd be up 1,000% or more probably. All right. That's the way lottos are. So we'll watch Zscaler bleed out at the open, and we'll also watch PDD sell off. Large call selling yesterday. Okay. I mean, maybe it's topping out. All right, we've got 8 minutes before the open, so let's talk about the market for everybody who wants to get up to speed on the market. Yeah, see, Apple's curving down just a little bit. Basically, all it has to do is put in a red day today, and for Microsoft to put in a green day, and that's it. Microsoft's number one. And Apple kind of deserves it, I mean, Tim Cook put the company into debt for the first time the minute Steve Jobs died. They just started climbing into debt. Steve Jobs never put the company in debt, never used debt, never had debt. Now they're very in debt. And at some points, almost distressingly so. And then, of course, their innovation has been terrible. So, in some sense, Apple. I would love to see Apple get pummeled. Because it's obviously going to have its cycles of life, and that'll get it to where you can get in again at some kind of a low. But yeah, all eyes on Microsoft, that's for sure. So anyway, the market, let's talk about it. The market has been running on fire for several weeks now, for several months, since not months, several weeks. Several weeks. These are days. Yes. So for several weeks, for about a month now, the market's been on fire. But the last week and a half, last week and this week, It's been struggling, but the thing is, you have to pay attention to the fact that it's been struggling, but it's been struggling at a increasing angle. That can be a sign. It can be a sign of strength. And after the market is done consolidating, if that's what it wants to do, uh, and it might take another week or two to finish a consolidation. Once it starts running, you're going to see the same kind of power and move potentially that you saw coming off of this bottom back here, which equates to precisely 20%. The market loves to break and run 20% over about 3 months, after pausing or having a base. 2 or 3 month runs of about 20% on the market are pretty typical in bull runs, in bull markets. So what about today? Well, today we're gapping open down underneath yesterday's close. And we've just been struggling. We've just been poking around all over this upper area. And, it's a kind of topping action, but we are getting a decrease in volume. So it will be easy soon for any kind of positive pickup to actually make a difference and move the market. Also, if there's a negative news, that can move the market as well. But right now, the market's in dilly-dally mode, pitter-patter. It's not really doing anything strong right now. And so that's fine. You can be collecting premium, selling options, selling price areas. And the more sideways the market goes, the more money you make doing that. Well, and anyway, this morning, so we're opening underneath there. Probably what we can expect is, a similar type of movement. Potentially even today could be a trick day, like a bull trap for the week. It could move up and over yesterday's high, putting in a nice green day and creating a lot of hope. But I think, from what we saw with what we'll see with PDD and ZS earnings reactions bleeding out as predicted. And I noticed NVIDIA is moving kind of down, and others, that I think that the pressure's on the market. And so it probably it's close to a coin flip, but it's probably about a 55% chance of a red day, and 45% chance of a trapped green day, a bull trap green day. All right. Well, we've got 3 minutes until the market opens now, and let me see if there's any other names I've missed here that are worthwhile. Hub C, IMVT. Take a look at Boeing. Yeah. Tell me why. What do you want to know? Apple had a large call selling. Boeing. What do you want to know about Boeing? Why should I look at Boeing? Tell me why. IMVT is going sideways. No. Hub C. Like, what am I looking for? I mean, because Boeing's a very slow stock, so what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Hub C, no. Hub C, that's just not up enough. H&RA, CMND, ICCM. Let's see. Boeing is up 270 price target, and up pre-market, breaking recent trades. I'll take a quick look at it based on what you just said. ICCM, penny stock. Boeing did 20% in 17 bars. That's actually pretty good movement. But you can't really rely too much on Boeing's movement. Boeing is a pretty manipulated stock. And yeah, it's up 1% in pre-market this morning. If you can find a trade, like an option trade on it, though, that might be worthwhile. Let's see, ZS, NVIDIA, PDD, RNA, Coin, Datadog, Avgo. Let me take a look at Avgo. It's got earnings coming up, I think, this week. Avgo, I have the 890, sold the 890 put area here. A strong price move down on an increased rating. They're trying to say that the Avgo's revenue from China could be under threat. You are short Meta. Okay, for the week or something. Yeah, let's take a look at Meta. Okay, we've got 5 seconds to the market open. Oh, maybe 10. Okay, here we go. All right, PDD is breaking out. It is breaking out the pre-market levels I talked about, 136.20. So that's an entry for long on PDD. And then 138.20 is the next level, 138.20 to add or complete your entry on PDD for long. So, you got to be ready to be wrong. We talked about PDD bleeding out all day and taking profits and being under pressure. Well, hang on now. Maybe now that's happening. But all I'm saying is that, you got to be prepared to be wrong. You got to have both sides of your thesis in order. The main side and the other side. Pinterest, yeah, too late now. Coin, NVIDIA, RNA now is and ZS being bought up. So the absolute opposite happening on both of those. Well, actually, now I'm starting to see PDD profit taking happening, and that's an exit, by the way, if you did get long, whenever it goes underneath the low that it put in. So now PDD actually maybe is going to bleed out. ZS has moved 50%, filled 50% of the gap. Datadog is zooming up. Right off the open across my 20 or so options holdings, I'm up about 2 or 3 already. So, but that can be because the options are still settling in. But it's a good sign. Meta's struggling at this level, so it could be worth, selling a call while it continues to struggle, and then just managing the position. By the way, Bitcoin almost 38,000, and gold is up over 2,000 this morning, hitting $2,050 per ounce. All right, PDD has turned around. A lot of whiplash on there, but this is about to break out. PDD looks like you stopped to the low of the day, 133. Whiplash on PDD, but that is an entry on PDD for long. D-Dog really going crazy. I gotta look at the daily chart on D-Dog. This could be an entry. Okay, projected end of day volume is, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, come on. 300%, and that could be off, but that's an entry long for swing trade on D-Dog, and this could be one of the best entries on D-Dog in the year right now. Set your stop to 111, I'd say. All right, now Pinterest. Yeah, let's take a quick look at Pinterest. BNRS. Oh, let's see. PINS, Pinterest. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of jumping out of this base right here. This is looking good for a long on Pinterest. And there goes the market. PDD and some point of a squeeze? Maybe, but not everything's a fucking squeeze. It's going up because institutionals want to get some. Not everything has to be a squeeze. The only reason something would squeeze is if it's been going down and is a very short, an obvious short for months or even years. PDD's not in that situation. Let me see. No, it's been going up and up and up. There's no squeeze. This is not a squeeze at all. Not at all. You might have been listening to people calling when stocks go up squeezing. They're fucking morons. That's not what a squeezing. Just because stock's going up, it's not squeezing. Squeezing is a very special thing. Short squeezing. And that's not what's happening there on PDD. Because it's just not set up. No, it's not tricky at all. It's fucking blowing. It's going through the roof. I said you get in at this pivot here, 135, 136 roughly, 136.40, and then 138.20. Those were three long entry points. And then the other one was potentially a 5-minute dip buy type of entry. We talked about that as well. All that was part of the plan, pre-market, already set up. And but then it went and then it broke the low and then it went and triggered again. Well, sometimes it's like that. A little bit of whiplash. You take a loss, you get in, and then now it starts to work out. So you'll learn that. Tesla moving again. Right on. Nvidia dropping. I'm not watching Microsoft or Apple. Let's see. Apple, kind of green. And I don't have Microsoft on this screen here. S&P pulling back a smidge. I do need to take a look at Avgo. Pinterest, yeah, very good. HNRA, yeah, I mean, I see it, yeah. So Pinterest could be a potential swing trade entry as well. That's what we were just talking about. Now, over to Avgo. I got to take a quick look at that. All right, Avgo pulling back some more. That's fine. Now, I need to look at what's going on Disney. I have a bullish position set up and I need to double check on it. We're going off of seasonal prediction on Disney here. For the next approximately 2 weeks, Disney has ran during this time every year for like the last 20 years. So we set up that trade, but today it's pulling back. You bought some puts on SPX and you have some SQQQ. Did you buy puts on SQQQ? Because that would be long. Or you just have some SQQQ. Uh-huh. I'm good on right until 14. You can see over here in my bottom right screen of my radar screen on the bottom left, the bottom right one there. You can see my put, my call spreads. Looking good there. Microsoft. Let's take a quick look at Microsoft. Yeah, when I hear people saying some stock is squeezing, they have a mental disorder. I mean, it's really bad. Don't say, like not you, Ross. I'm talking about where you heard that, where you picked up that language and stuff, are from these people with very little experience. And it's not even that, it might be fun to say, but it's just stupid. If there really is a squeeze going on, that's something very special and really cool. And you do get that on certain gaps, but not like that. Like for instance, on ZS, was it ZS? No, let me think. Yeah, ZS. On ZS, we're expecting a squeeze down, but it's not really a squeeze. It's the fact it's panic sell off. Lucky Investors in ZS are lucky that for the last few minutes, prices improved off of the open. But on negative sentiment and negative news and negative results, you're pinning a lot of hopes on being able to fill that gap today or tomorrow or in the next few days. These investors are trapped, and they're going to be that whole zone up there above these levels is pressure. Everyone's going to be getting out. Nobody wants to hold something bad. The only reason they're not selling is because there was a little bit of demand off of the open. And so it's just sort of like, you know, letting that happen, and then they sell a little bit, and then it just gets worse and worse the higher it goes and closer to everybody's break even. So ZS will be under a lot of pressure trying to fill that gap, and probably if it even touches the open and turns red, which it's really close to doing, by the way, it's like only 2 points off, it's going to panic sell off. A new low on the day over on Zscaler will just kill it. Anybody who got the options, let me know how much you're up on that. It should be less now, maybe 600% gains as it's pulled back, but and you can take partial profits off the open, but you might want to leave some on to see where the thing goes. Yeah, Nvidia keeps dropping. The market seems to be dropping. Let's take a look at the market. Yeah, the market just inches away, seconds away from turning red. Yeah, QQQ. It's kind of like, exactly what I said is, there's that sometimes on those days where it's neither here nor there, or it's a coin flips chance. Could it go up? Could it go down? It could go either way. Probably would be on light volume. Those are days that can doji. Those are days when you flip the nickel and it lands on its side and it doesn't go heads or tails. That's pretty much right where we're at, and we're kind of going to be at all week. Yeah, there are some Fed speakers later today, but we pretty much know the Fed's playbook for the next 6 months, which is nothing. Just a whole bunch of nothing, and then with some dialing in rhetoric here and there, but well within the realm of nothing. So the market is able to run free. It's not just that it's able to run free. It's that's what it looks like. That's where it looks like a business is going. The economy is going. Interest rates are dropping. Everything's getting front run. PE ratios are dropping, which is great. Including the forecasts growth, PEG, and so the market's it's a bull market. When you see a huge move like we just saw, 20% off of the bottom, and now consolidating a little bit, that's not a bear market move at all. That's kicking off a bull market catalyst move. So, and it's just getting started, guys. Another 20% is forecasted from here by me, starting within this week, next week, or possibly even the next week. We could be in for another week or two of consolidation pullback up here. When it's ready to run, another 20% on the market is in order. That means some stocks will double. Tesla could go up 50% in such a period. It's leaders move more than the index. The index is called an average. And you get, if you want to get average gains, you index into averages. That's what they say. So anyway, all right, let's get back into the group. Anybody got any questions real quick before I move back into the group about the market or today or opportunities or the way things are moving? All good, Bob? All right. Yeah, PDD's doing good. NVIDIA's bleeding out. D-Dog's hanging in there. Amazon falling. I gotta check my lower option on Amazon. Where are you, Amazon? Over here. 134. Okay, and it's at 146. So looking good there. Up, down, or sideways? I win. All right, you guys. See you back in the group. And have a good morning. And keep warm. I know I am. It's an inside joke. If you happen to know where I live, it's like 75 out. And perfect. This is the season. 'Tis the season. Down here. Yeah. People do put on sweaters, though, and stuff here, because they're like, it's so cold. You get so used to it. It's crazy. The water is so chilly. Oh, and it's like 73. The water. All right, you guys. See you later. Florida, yeah. No, not Cali. Even Cali gets cold, by the way. If you've ever lived there, you would know that. But California can get cold. It can get really cold. It can get like not like Florida. Florida's ridiculous. People putting on sweaters and they're like, woo, and it's nothing. They're like, geez, it's almost 68 out. Yeah. Try Colorado. Try Montana. Try Maine. Try Alaska. All right, you guys.